last week I got a brand new Quantum Rehab R-Trak rear wheel drive. Excuse me. And I'm really digging it. Like most modern chairs, there are lights front to back. They're built in sort of in the corners. They're not uber bright. I mean, you can't drive by the headlights. We'll just go ahead and turn it on here. Can't drive by the headlights. But they're bright enough for motorists to see at night. Wheel around here. There's the corner there. We'll just take a quick look at the backs. And the backs are there. They're not as nice as the ones on my Invicare. I mean, on my Invicare, the headlights are actually bright enough to drive by as long as you take it slow. But they wrap around and stuff, so they can be seen from all four sides of the chair. So that's pretty clever. And unlike on the Invicare, they're not controlled from the joystick or the touchpad on the joystick, but instead by a little push button switch, which is currently mounted right there. There we go, now they're off. And I'm really liking the chair. It's very comfortable. It has four-wheel independent suspension, and I've already been out in kind of the rough with it, and that works really well. The anti-tippers, unlike my Invicare and my my old Permobil C350, are kind of sort of tucked in pretty far, so no interference issues so far with them. And you have the typical things, bumpers and fenders, tie downs front and back. There's the front ones. The back ones are kind of hidden. They're a little hard to see, especially in the light in this room, but they're there. Unlike my previous two chairs, this one has elevating footrests. There's a motor buried back down there where that linear actuator is, and they're controlled by one of these switches here. So we'll just pull that up and down. Whoops, yeah, we'll get back up there. There we go. Bring it back into place. And of course, elevate and tilt. One problem I was having with the chair, and in fact with my Invicare and my Permobil, was the seat cushion sliding around on me. It's Velcroed down, but I transfer sideways and it tends to drag the seat cushion to the side. And it had slid over a couple of inches, was still working okay, but no support under my right leg. So what I did was I 3D printed a pair of these, and using M8 nuts and bolts, I went ahead and attached it to the aluminum extrusion. It sticks up a little bit. I don't think it's going to be an issue with my legs when I'm transferring. I'm not convinced I made it tall enough. If not, I'll print two new ones, make them taller. But we'll see how that goes with alleviating my issue with the seat cushion moving around. It was a pretty good project. I couldn't find any T-nuts that would fit this aluminum extrusion. Either they were too deep or they were too long, and I couldn't get them to rotate into place, so I actually ended up using M8 nuts instead, plain old M8 nuts. They can twist in there, but I managed to get them to grip well enough to get the bolts to attach and get them snugged down nice and tight. So, overall, I'm really happy with the chair. Has a lot more torque than my Invicare. It's comfortable, like my Invicare. I mean, I don't like the ride that my Invicare has. It's terrible. But the seat's comfortable, and the seat is comfortable in that one too. I am going to readjust the headrest. I think I bumped it and it wasn't tight enough, so I'm going to do that next. Unlike my Invicare, there are calf rests there. Keep your feet on the foot pedals, footrests. The company I got the chair from has ordered an adapter. I'm short, and he couldn't get these footrests up high enough to suit my short feet, my short legs. So I'm using this stupid piece of foam for now. I only needed an inch or so. So that helps with comfort. Also, these footrests, these things are like clown shoes. So I'm going to ask the vendor if they have any that are shorter. Because these are just way too long. They stick out way too far. My feet are very small, and they only come out to about here. And I'm always banging into things a bit because those footrests are a lot longer than the ones on my other two chairs. Again, I'm very happy with it. Unlike my Invicare here, this has a touch screen. Unlike that, the screen on this chair is just a display. Let's swing this around here. Back it up. There we go. There we are. It's just a display with a speed knob on the right, selector switch on the left. That's also on off. Mode buttons 1 and 2, the home button for the home screen, and a horn. So nothing terribly fancy there. The joystick handle is a little unusual. I've never had a chair with that style of joystick handle, but I can tell you from experience that it's comfortable to use, so no complaints there. There's the seat controls, and they're in a menu system, so let's see if I can get over here. Click over here, that's up and down. The rest of these are blank, but the first one there is, the left one is for tilt, and the one to the right next to the menu is to adjust the leg rest angle. And that's nice. I have not had that before. Neither of my chairs have that. The Permobil came with this, but was not installed. I only had 2 seat functions and didn't really care if I had to go through the joystick menu for just 2 seat functions. But having 3 seat functions, it's kind of nice to have this now. The swing away swings both directions. There we are. So swings in towards the user, and of course out. Don't get my fingers caught in there. And out again. And that works really nicely. The armrests do not have a latch to hold them down like the Invicare does, which I don't miss. You always had to reach down with one hand and pull the lever up and then pull the armrest up with the Invicare. And now you can do this one-handed, which is handy. Plenty of adjustments. They were able to adjust the armrests not only just up and down on that for me, but they can adjust the angle and how far out to the sides the armrest is set. So that was pretty cool. Swing around back here. I'll show off what's in behind the seat. I had to ask this myself. This big red backpacky looking thing is where the seat back angle is adjusted and where a linear actuator can be installed to allow the seat to also recline. In fact, you can see the shaft for the seat adjuster right there, right over here. So you take this off, there's an adjuster in there, you can move that up and down. And cabling coming out the back here. Wow, this is really horrible photography, sorry. It goes up to the motor for, right here, this motor here, to bring the seat up and down. So nothing new there. For people that use power chairs, they're pretty well aware of these things. I think this backpack looking thing is kind of ridiculously big. I'm not convinced it needs to be that large. And it's almost a shame that it's not just a little larger and designed to open out so that you could store things in there. That would actually be pretty clever. But yeah, it's okay. It looks nice. Anyway, I thought I'd show off what I've done to it. And what I've done was made my seat cushion stoppers to help keep the seat cushion from moving around on me.